Thank you, Mr. Shrawan, for joining in. Heartiest congratulations for the silver anniversary.
Thank you, Sonia, for having me here.
So, what are the key objectives of the UTI Nifty 50 Fund?
Sure. So, UTI Nifty 50 invest in top 50 companies listed in NSE, and these companies, most of these companies have stood test of time. They are having very long history of managing these companies, and Nifty 50 broadly represents broad parameters of Indian equity markets.
Sure.
And this index was launched way back in 1996, almost 30 odd years history. We came out with this particular product 25 years back in March 2000. And in last 25 years, lakhs of investors have invested in this particular fund to benefit out of India growth story. So this fund broadly represents India growth story.
Wonderful. So, how has it performed over the years?
Sure. So SIP, which is 10,000 rupees invested every month in last 25 years, so broadly invested amount would have been about 30 lakhs. That would have compounded at more than 13% year after year in last 25 years, and 10,000 rupees SIP 25 years back would have become 2.05 crore in last as of now.
Excellent, excellent. So, what are the key benefits and the key features which you would like to highlight of the fund?
Sure. So Nifty 50 index fund provides you exposure to top 50 companies listed in NSE, right? And these 50 companies spread across various sectors. You will find financial services, IT, FMCG, other cyclical sectors. So in a sense, it is well diversified across sectors. So it provides you exposure to top 50 companies listed in India. Typically, large caps are much more steady as compared to broader indices, right? So in the sense, longer term experience of investing in this particular strategy would have yielded very good stable outcome from longer term perspective.
All right. And what are the top five sectorial holdings?
Sure. So financial services sector is the largest with almost 35% exposure, followed by IT, FMCG, these kind of sectors.
All right. And what are the initiatives you're doing for financial literacy?
Sure. So in fact, this is one large event that we are hosting recently.
Yes.
At the same time, over next 2-3 weeks, we are organizing UTI Passive Conclave. So we are covering almost top 10 cities across India, and we are in a sense advising investors to consider these kind of strategies for their long-term wealth creation journey.
All right. And going forward, what are your strategies in regards to the fund?
So it's a passively managed index fund which will invest in top 50 companies listed in India. So our aim is to have lowest tracking error. So which means whatever is the return for the index, fund return should be very close to that particular index. In fact, this particular fund is the largest index fund in the country with about 20,000 crore AUM. It is the oldest because it was the first index fund to be launched 25 years back. At the same time, it is one of the most efficient funds because longer term tracking error is lowest in the category. So 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, it is having lowest tracking error in the category.
All right. And what is your financial mantra?
So my financial mantra is investors should not get carried away by greed and fear. One should not be extremely greedy after market rally. At the same time, should not become extremely fearful after market corrections. Because market volatility is the feature of equity markets.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So one should use SIP, which is systemic investment plan on monthly basis. Because as I mentioned earlier, last 25 years SIP would have yielded 13% CAGR return. So generally experience of investors through SIP is much more consistent as compared to lump sum investment. Because we have experienced that typically lump sum investment people get carried away at the wrong time and while become extremely fearful after market corrections. For example, the mood is slightly weak at this point in time, while this kind of fall provides good opportunity to get into equity markets.
Absolutely. And one should capitalize on
Yes,
it.
that's
Yes. Thank you so much. It was
Thank
a
you so
pleasure
much.
talking to you and wish you many more milestones.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Nice
much.
meeting you.
Likewise. Thank you.